Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. Today I'm going to try something a little bit different. I've got a new mic. Hopefully it will be a little bit better. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's continue and see what happens. Now, I recently purchased this shirt, but I had this leftover cuff and I thought, what can I do with it? Because I didn't really want to throw it away. It's really nicely made with this trim here and this piece of satin ribbon. So I cut it away really carefully. I was going to unpick it, but then I decided not to. And I thought, what can I do with it? How can I upcycle it? So today I'm going to attempt a bit of an exploration and a bit of an adventure. I'm going to try and make it into an actual cuff again. But I'm going to do some slow stitching on it, decorating it, etc. So as you can see, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm just going to give it a go. So I've already measured it, and this piece is too long, but I'm not going to cut it off because then I'll have a frayed ribbon there and I don't want to detach that there. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to move the button, and I'll do that as the last thing. But I'm just going to take the little pearl button off, and I'm just going to put it there. And I'm going to work on this section of it. So I've decided that I don't know if I should put it that way. I think I like it that way better. Okay, so this is where I need to finish working, is here. So I need to leave that clear. And what I need to do now is I need to decide what kind of things I'm going to put on here. Now I found these, I got them off Temu, these teeny weeny little doll buttons. They're just so small. I think they're about 2 millimeters across. I'm not sure, but they're not very big. Okay, so I've got a box of laces here that I can use. I've got a box of my threads here. Another thing that I've recently purchased is this chiffon lace. Now some of these colours are really pretty with this. You can see all the different colours here. They're very, very pretty. Again, a purchase from Temu, but I really like this very light lilac colour. So what I was thinking of doing, there are some gaps here. So I was going to add that and add a little bit of lace on top of it like that. And then sew it down. So I've got a few things here. I've got some velvet ribbon. I've got some satin ribbon. I've got all my different bits and pieces of chiffon there. So I'm going to start by just putting this little bit on. Now I could go off to the sewing machine. It would be very quick to do it that way. And the other thing I was trying to keep in mind was I didn't want too much stitching to go through to the back, so I'm going to try and keep this on the top surface if I can. See, when you pull it apart there's actually two surfaces, so if I can, that'll be good. If not, well, that's just how the cookie crumbles. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of slow stitch a whole bunch of different things on here and get a bit of texture and a little bit of interest going, and we'll see what happens. So, hope everyone's doing well today. We've got a bit of a cooler day to here, so I've turned the fan off because otherwise when I video it's very, very loud. Okay. So I think I might just do this. I'm not going to stitch this on too firmly. Or too much stitching here. I think that's enough to hold it. I might do a little bit in the center there too. I don't actually want to lose the actual centre flower there if I could help it. Okay, that's one flower actually added. Now, so what I'm going to do to secure this, I'm just going to go underneath here, bring my needle out there, because at the back so far we're doing fine. I haven't got anything on the back. And just put it through this top layer, pull it through, and hide this little knot under there. Leave myself a bit of room. I need a needle case, a needle something. Okay, all right. Okay. Tie that off under there. So it's hidden a little bit by the chiffon, and it's hidden by a little bit of lace. So that's the first little bit added. So will I use a different colour, or will no, I don't like that. The light pink's quite cute. Let's have a look at that, see what I think about that. Alright, let's just trim off a little bit of this. I think I need another pair of scissors. Okay, so got another piece of lace. Might go down this way a little bit so that they're not all across here. I might just use that purple again because I've already got it threaded. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that I just have real trouble threading needles. Okay, let's see what's happening here. One of my viewers reminded me to use my little wax block. It's such a good idea. It keeps the threads together really well. Okay, we need to let that sneak out a little bit there so you can actually see it. Oh, what am I doing? I've got to remember that I don't want to see too much on the back. If I get one or two on the back, I don't mind, but I don't want the whole thing showing through the back. I don't mind if these are a little bit free as well, these little petals. That's fine. Okay. Don't know what happened just then, but let's continue. Give that a good pull through there. Okay, there's not a lot to actually sew on here, so I might just do something in the middle there to hold this on a little bit better. But I do want it to have a bit of texture. I might go through the centre here a couple of times. There we go. That seems to be working a little bit better. And it's just adding a bit more interest to this little floral bit here. Okay. Oops. Sorry, I need to keep it quite low or the camera has a lot of, it's very sensitive and it will go in and out and the focus will be lost. Okay, that's fine. That's not going to come off. That's good. And it's secured a little bit of chiffon at the back as well. That's not going anywhere. I just put another stitch through there. Okay. Alright, so now again I've got to secure it at the behind all of that so that I don't see it on the other side. Doing well so far. Okay, so just afraid my fingers are not quite as nimble as they used to be, so I don't do a lot of intricate stitching anymore, but this slow stitching's quite forgiving when you don't do it exactly perfectly. Okay, just nip that as close as I can without actually nipping the lace. Alright, so that's 3 little bits. I think I need another bit somewhere over here to balance it all out. I don't know which, I've already used that one. So what else have I got? That's a bit thin. There's another one of those. I've got a bigger one that's quite large. Well, that might be alright. We might use that. Now, I've got this lovely blue velvet ribbon here. Just wondering if I can use that somewhere. I want to put a little piece of ribbon there for where it ends. Or maybe I should put the ribbon there. Then I can hide the end under there. And yeah, that works well. So I'll cut that so it's got a little bit of turnover. And I'll start by stitching that on. Now, do I have any blue? That's the question. Let me see. I've got some blue variegated thread here, which is just normal sewing thread. Let's have a go and see what's happening with that. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to just turn this edge under a little bit here. Ah, I know, I bought this product recently, and I'm just going to show you online an image of it. And I'm not sponsored, this is just something I've purchased. And it says temporary adhesive glue stick. And I just want to try it out because I have used it in some other projects, which I don't think I've put online yet. So I'm just going to put a little dab of it. It's blue. But what happens is when it dries, it actually goes clear. Sorry, just looking for the cap. So I'm going to just turn that over a bit there and just hold it for a second. And it really holds the fabric down well. So I'm going to put that there, and then at this end, just measure that out a little bit. Just going to put it there. I'm just going to put a little bit there into here too. So as I said, I'm not sponsored or anything for this. It's just something I'm just trying out. I've got it under my fingernail now. That's fantastic. And I just want to try it out and see. I used it in a scrap fabric kind of, whoops, it's come apart there a bit. Okay, so it just holds it down while I'm working on it. I'm just going to put it there. Now, I have a clip I'm just going to put on there as well, like that. And I'll hold that end down. And what I'm going to do is I think I'll just sew this on quickly. So again, sorry, this is very awkward, but I'm trying not to get in the frame. Okay. Now what I might do is I might just that's very difficult to get through, but I'll just give it a go here. Might do kind of a back stitch through here to give it a bit more strength. Right, those stitches are really little. I could have done the opposite approach here and done very big bold stitches, which I think would have looked better. Okay, that's a bit crooked. Let's go over that way a bit more. Trying to get it straight. I would pin it, but I don't have any luck with pins. I end up just poking myself with them. So let's maybe just try doing a running stitch. This velvet lace is incredibly hard to actually push the needle through. But I'm sure it is really difficult to get the needle through. That's incredible. Yeah, I think just doing a running stitch will be fine. Oh dear. Be careful because I don't need any knots there. So far we're not getting anything through the back, which is great. Okay, we'll get up here and see how difficult. I've got quite a few layers here. I've got the edge of the fabric, the cuff. Might do some tiny little stitches along this edge here just to hold it all in place. They won't be that visible. And if they are, it doesn't really matter. Now, if I'd been thinking about this a little bit better, I could have probably done a little bit of, goodness me, I could have done a little bit of blanket stitch, so I might just do that backwards there, do a little bit of blanket stitch along the edge there. Okay, we're getting there slowly. Okay, that's not too bad. A bit wonky, but that's all right. Character. It's got character. It's not wonky, it's got character. Okay. All right. So let's go back along here. Now this is not, it's enough just to hold it on to the piece. I mean, if it's a little cuff that you're going to wear every day, I mean, I just had this material was fantastic. As I said, I purchased it because I needed to have some bright pinkish kind of fabric. I saw this shirt, it was really small, it was kind of in the cheaper bin. So I picked it up and I thought, okay, there's enough fabric in there to be able to warrant purchasing it and saving it. So I did. I really like the fabric, actually. It's really pretty. Okay, now the thread I'm using here is a variegated thread. I purchased a whole lot of this thread to do some machine embroidery work, and I haven't really used it. I might try and do a few projects using it. Depends on how well I can get my camera set up so everyone can see it. Excuse me. Okay, I was going to put that there. And I might just continue with the blue here. I'm not going to change my thread. That's not going to work. I kind of need to have one that goes out there somewhere, I think. Okay, bit of a struggle to get it through the nice little cord there, the trim. Oops, I've just caught that all in there. Okay. All right. So I'll dip around here as quickly as possible. It's very, very difficult to pull through there, actually. I seem to have caught the edge of that somehow. Okay, it's fine. Let's move on. Just need to be sure that I don't pull the thread too tight each time I pull it through. That's it. Okay, I have a bit of rhythm here now, so I kind of like how you can see that thread, actually. I've come to the conclusion if I'm going to do all this time to do threads or do stitches, little slow stitching projects, I need to be able to see the stitches, or there's no real point in doing them. Okay, this is looking a little bit better now. Is it holding it on? Yeah, that's plenty. That's enough to hold it on with no problem. Okay, I like how the blue matches the blue there. The blue pops nice on the pink. I like that as well. Oh, that's a bit difficult through there. Let's go back this way. For some reason, this reminds me a bit of a passion fruit flower. Not sure why that just came to my mind, but there you go. Okay. All right, now that's plenty to keep it on. It's not going anywhere. So again, let's go through to the back here somehow and make the knot, tie it off behind here somewhere where I can't actually see it. Okay. Now this is not something I would normally do, but as I said, I just wanted to try something completely outside my wheelhouse today. I have a quilt that I should be finishing, but I haven't got around to doing that today. Lots of other things to do, this included. Okay, so that's that finished. So we've got 3 pieces of lace, a little bit of that chiffon going on there, which is nice. This is where it is the edge, so as I said, I'm not going to put anything in that section, but I will put the button back onto that later. So when it folds around, the button needs to go back here, goes in there, and I might put, so that's looking pretty cute so far. It's not too bad. Okay, so I need to add some more things, and I need to keep going because the time will catch up with us, and this will be a very long video. Now, I found this needle, which is a beading needle. It's an extremely fine needle, but I'm going to show you why. Now, as I said, I purchased these off Temu recently, and okay, I did do the measurements before I purchased them, but I got them and I thought, my goodness, they are teeny weeny tiny little buttons. And how am I going to sew them on? And how am I not going to lose them all? So I got this this needle, this beading needle, and I thought, okay, again, I'm going to try and hide my beginning thread under here. So I've already got a knot in it. And I'm going to go over this way. And I'm just going to put maybe a little cluster, I'll nip that off later, a little cluster of these little teeny weeny buttons that are, I think, going to drive me insane, but we will see. Now, they're not going to have much of an impact, but I did get out some big white buttons, and I just thought, oh no, they just look too over the top and not really what I was looking for. So again, this is not going to make a huge impact, but they're doable with this needle. That's not bad. It's something added there. I'm just going to twist that around there and tie that off a little bit. Not as impactful as the lace, but it still works. Okay, let's try another colour maybe. This tealy blue colour. Maybe if I put a couple together there, it might work. I might come down this direction. Whoops, I've lost it. Oh, there it is. Oh my goodness. Oh, I thought of something else that I might do before I do too many more bits of embellishing. I think, oh dear, I think that one's gone, never to be seen again. Now, I think these were classified as dollhouse clothing buttons or something to that nature. I think my patience may wear thin. Okay, I've got it. I'm going to put one more on because I think that's about as much as I can do at the moment without going mad. Okay. They're kind of cute, but if I do a whole lot of this embezzling with these, embellishing with these. I might actually do it off camera because this is going to take me forever. But, okay, that's not bad. There's still something a bit different about them. Probably need to have 3 together. But I'm just going to leave that for a second and go off and do something else, which I just thought about. Okay, but that's a possibility. I could add a lot more of those. I've got a few different colours there in the colour scheme that I've got going on here. So that's something that's doable. Trying to thread this through the back without getting it completely tangled, etc. Alright, so that's a couple little things. Now the other thing that I did find in my little box of scraps was this lace. Now I should have thought about that, and I should have popped it under there, but we're not going backwards, we're going forwards. So will I put it on with that, or will I actually put it on with some purple or something so that it really stands out? Blue would be nice if I had a nice blue. Let's see. That's quite nice. I might use that. All right. Now, if you'd like to go away and make a cup of tea while I'm trying to thread a needle, I'm not joking. I really find it difficult to thread needles. And I did actually get a new set of glasses recently, and I don't think they're any better. So, oh my goodness. Congratulations. Well done. All right. Zip it through there and put a little knot in it here. Yeah, I'm just going to stitch it on like this one so that you can see the stitching. It's a bit firm through here because this is the edge that's got all the actual edging from the sewing, etc. in it. So, but we'll just do the best we can. This is quite pretty, this trim. Good way to use up little bits and pieces that I've got lying around. Make sure that goes through both edges there. Yep, that's fine. It's going through quite nicely. Oops, sorry. Now, I was just thinking I could add some charms to this, but we might just do a lot of slow stitching and other things on it. I'm not sure. I might want to add a little bit more of that really nice little crepe ribbon too. I mean, you could get really over the top with this. That'd be nice. We'll just see how we go. I've really only pulled out ribbons, some lace and a bit of trim today. So I didn't get too many more boxes of things out. I really didn't know what I was going to do. So this is just create as we go here and see what happens. I kind of like that. It's really pretty. I'm thinking if I have like the scrolly bit, if I have any more of that, like just to scroll without the loop. Okay, that's looking really good. I like that. That's really nice. Okay. I think the next thing I might do is I might do a bit of stitching on the, just some slow stitching on the pieces. Still get over how teeny weeny those little buttons are. I think if I was going to use any buttons on this, I'd want them to be quite dramatic buttons, and I didn't get out any dramatic buttons, so maybe if I had some crystally buttons, they'd be really nice. Okay. If I had some really crystally buttons, they'd be great, I think, but I don't think I've got any really crystally buttons. All right. Just get that bit to go around the corner there. Okay. If I had some more of these pearly buttons, I might use them, but I haven't got any pearly buttons. Let me have a look if I've got any in this box. Let's see what's in here. Whoops. So that kind of gets lost. This would be better, but I don't think I have any in here. I've got these kind of really boring buttons, and I don't want to use those because they're really boring. So unless I find some in the interim, maybe when I have to pause the video and go and look for some. The good thing about when you do work like this, though, is that you can maneuver the fabric quite a lot with your sewing needle, and like I can get that, pop that bit under there quite well, or cover it up with a few stitches so that it just looks like the end bit there without too much hassle. Ouch, I have to be careful with needles. Okay. All right. I think that's going to be enough for that. Again, I've managed to keep it away from the back, which is nice. So now I just need to feed this through here and finish it off somewhere where I can't really see it, which would be good, if possible. That's not bad. I might just thread it back through there so it pulls through. Okay, that's looking good. Now, what else have I got over here in this pile? Okay, we've got threads happening everywhere here. It's okay, we've got a couple of little tiny bits of little bitty buttons. That's a possibility. A little bit of bric-a-brac. Okay. Although I might do a little bit of just a bit of straight stitch on here now. Let's just see how that goes. So I might just do a bit of, okay, let's see what happens. If I don't like it, I can always pull it undone. There's a little thread of green here you can see in the fabric, just a little line of green. So I'm just going to go over that and bring it up a little bit more so it's easier to see it. I have a feeling this is something that will be built. I'll build on as I go, so I'll think about something. I think I want to put another piece of that nice blue velvet ribbon on somewhere too. Kind of like that blue velvet ribbon. This is not bad at all. You can see it. It's not hugely visible, but it is visible. want to lose that. Okay. All right, I might just create a bit of a line through here. I need to mark that because I'm going to forget where that is. Okay. Not sure how we're going for time here. I might just have a quick look. Wow, everything takes a long time to do. Okay, that's fine. All right. Now I think it probably needs a few more things on it. Probably. Now if we've got, that's nice. That one's just the same. So 1, 2, 3, which always works really well. Might go back the way I came actually and make that little trail a little bit bigger, so it's a bit more obvious. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. I think I might do quite a bit more stitching on this and then add a few more spots where those little buttons go. I'm always conscious of not making the videos too long, but I kind of underestimate how much time it takes me to actually do these things. And yeah, I really like that. My option is just to finish it off and maybe do the video in 2 parts. I'm not sure. So basically the bit you're going to see is that bit so far. So this piece of extra stitching here, I just want to do as much of this as possible just to highlight that actual part through there. I suppose this gives you a very realistic view of how long it takes to do these slow stitch projects. So that's something. I'm not, I just like to produce these things, so I don't worry about actually how much time it takes me. But I do realise that people don't have time to watch hugely long videos. So I think I might finish there for today and then come back and do some more work on it at another time. So thank you very much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe button. And I hope to see you next time. Again, thanks for watching, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.